Hey guys, didn't realise we were going there. Maybe I'll edit that. Practice my moving making skills. Anyway, welcome. Geez, welcome. Well, if you're watching, welcome, man. Thanks for watching too, bro. And ladies, because this is just me. I'm going to tell you a few things that I know to be the truth, not the truth. I know the truth. I've heard different stories here and there about high-profile criminals that I've known personally. I've grown up with them. I've done jail with them. I've done rehab with them. You name it. And a lot of these guys, when I see them on the news, when I hear other people speaking their name. Example, well, I've got one fella, a very, very good friend of mine from my childhood, who I know has only one brother. Okay, now this guy's a big, high-profile criminal, yeah, pretty much as high profile as they can get. Yet over my 20 years of in and out of jail, I have probably run into 12 guys that honestly told me that they were this friend of mine's brother. Now I know they weren't, obviously, because, well, first of all, my friend's brother has a he has cerebral palsy, so and he's not, he's not a great prison person. And people that I've met that have claimed these things, I met in prison. So, a lot of people try to do that. It's a common thing. I'm sure you've heard before. A lot of people try to claim glory off stories they hear in jail. Excuse me. They repeat other people's stories, and just insert their name. But anyway, I really wanted to get on here, and it's been playing on my mind. This is my first video, as you can tell. It's very basic, but hopefully I'll get better at doing it. But I really need to. It's been playing on my mind for 2 weeks since I watched a clip on a channel called Chaos Chronicles. Now, I've never seen it before, and it seemed cool, and I watched the channel, watched his clip. The guy seemed pretty cool. It seemed legit. It seemed that, I could tell he'd done some, I could tell he was been where he'd said he'd been just from what he'd said and some of the comments he made. But a couple of the things he said really got my back up. Like, I don't know how old the guy is. Biff is the guy's name. Shout out, Biff. Like, oh, cool, man. Much love, brother. I don't claim to call you that you're not telling the truth or say anything like that. But what I'm saying is, on your show in regards to prison rape, hopefully they don't cut that out. Sour grape, or even sexual harassment in general. I think off the top of my head, I think your words were, "It does happen." I'm not going to say it doesn't. It does. True, agreed. But then you said, "But it doesn't seem to happen as much as it used to in Pentridge days." And man, like, first, I know you've never been to Pentridge, so that's a bit hard for you to comment on. Secondly, it's the same. It's the same stuff. Like, I remember Matty Johnson said to me on my first sentence, I saw him in A Division and we're walking around, and I said, "Hey, Matty, did Matty blokes get raped here?" Like, I was a kid and he'd already done a few years jail, and I hadn't seen him. And when I called him, I said, "Do people get raped here?" And that, he said, "Only if they want to, mate." And that's it in a nutshell. That's it in a nutshell. And those guys, they call them boob cats. They might be the toughest, strongest, staunchest, most, got women hanging off them when they're on the outside, go to jail, and they're, looking at the blob boys. But having said that, prison rape, prison sexual harassment, whatever you want to call it, has happened, but it happens in the community. The people that perpetrate that stuff are predators, and they're going to perpetrate that in the community or wherever they are. And if they're not in the community and they're in prison, they're going to attack, the prey. So, I mean, I don't think there's any more. My verdict is this: prison does not make someone want to rape anyone anymore, or want to rape guys all of a sudden anymore than it would if that person was in the outer. You understand what I mean? I'm sure you do. If the guy that's doing, if someone's getting raped in jail, the guy that's doing it would have done it anyway to someone on the outer if he wasn't locked up. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man. And mate, as I, as I keep going back to the advice I was given, if you want to get, do many people get raped in prison? Oh, if they want to. So, you can take from that whatever. But I mean, that's the truth, guys. It doesn't happen in jail more than the community. It doesn't happen, and especially considering the concentration of predators and offenders in the system, you would think it would be happening all the time. On the same subject, my first prison sentence, there were guys walking around in the yards at D Division, big name guys, like not just fake. I don't know if I should say. I've got no ghosts, so I've got no fear about telling the truth. But it was guys like Chris Flannery and I hate to say it, Evan Keith. Had sour grapes on their record. Peter Allen. Hey Pete, yeah, there mate. His older brother. A lot of them, they all had that on their record. And they were just waltzing around mainstream like it seemed to be legal up until, I think, the late 80s. And I remember being in the yards and guys getting tipped, guys getting fellow by Sunshine Boy, big tough Sunshine Boy, Rocco Barker. Yeah, apparently he'd beaten up a kid, and one sentence I see him and he's air raiding and giving orders. Next sentence I see him, he's hiding in the cell 23 hours a day. Shit himself. So what I'm saying is, don't believe everything you hear, guys. You know what I mean? Especially if the person telling you has got something to gain from what they're telling you. Prison isn't fun, don't get me wrong. And yes, I have heard stories. I think they're first-hand stories, but then, even then I don't know. So, and I've done a fair bit of jail and stuff, and it's never like I was in D Division. Kerry Mitchell, to whoever any of your boys know, Kerry, my first day in 2 yard, and she flashed her tits at me. I didn't know where I was. I thought, why are there women in here? What's going on? Like the place is a spin out. So, I can understand that happening, but man, once again, if you want to get raped, you can. If you're not going to want to get raped, you're going to punch on. It's up to you. But my experience, guys, out of all my prison time and anyone that I know who's done a bit of prison time, consensus is, yeah, it's happened. Yeah, I think fucking, there you go, what's his name? The Nazi, Dane Sweetman, he was pinched on. I think he tied up a Sally and soured him. But, they're the kind of, mental geniuses that will do that sort of stuff. But as far as the general population, then, the mainstream of the prison, it's not a dumb thing, mate. You know what I mean? I don't know. I watched it change over my journey of prison. Started out, there was guys just walking the mainstream with, found guilty on a sour. A few years later, it's those same guys are in the boneyard, protection yard, because of it. Yet, depending upon how big you are and how good you could fight, I suppose you could last a bit longer. I remember guys in Scarborough North when I went back to pet jail in the year 2000. A couple of fellas, big boys, fit boys in Scarborough North, very loud, air radio, and the air raiders. But they were big boys and they could back it up with their physique. But it turns out, pinched on sours. You know what I mean? So, any of you guys that are legit, anyone's in boo bet, not boo bet, but know what I'm talking about. No, that's not okay. Just because he can fight, that means it's okay for him to rape someone. And I've seen that happen a few times. But anyway, I'm getting off the topic. My main topic, guys, was just to say good day, get on here, have a chat. I'm trying to learn how to make better videos. I'm sure they'll get better. I'm sure my stories will get better if I can get better at telling them. But I'm not going to use GPT. It's all legit. I've got a few friends, a few very old friends from prison and a few other places that might pop on, come and say good day. But from there, we can talk about anything you want to ask me. I'll tell you the honest truth. I've got some stuff unaccounted for. But, I haven't been a criminal for a long time. Not that I don't think I ever was a criminal. I think I tried to do some crime, was terrible at it, had to go to work every morning at 5 a.m. at the butcher shop because I just couldn't get. I didn't have enough guts to rob and steal, and I just went to work and worked hard and made money that way. But anyway, I know a few guys with a little bit of good form, got some serious form. And not to mention, I also am a recurring drug addict. I was on heroin for over 45 years, and 40 years. What did I say? 35 years. Excuse me. Yeah, been on heroin over 35 years. Recently, kicked all that methadone. I was on for 35, gone. I haven't been on that. I haven't taken a drug in, should be 6 months now. No, sorry, 7 months. Or August, September, October, November, December, January. 8 months. So, this is one of the best cleanest times I've had going. I've been off the methadone for 8 months. I don't use heroin, which is what would happen in the past. That was my cycle. Stop, stop the using by getting on the pharmacotherapy, and then start using. Once I was getting my life together, have a bit of money, start using, and just ruin the cycle up and start all over again. But I think I got to a certain point where I just got over it. So using doesn't interest me. I had some back surgery just a couple of days ago, some spine surgery. So you're not going to see. I had some spine surgery done just 3 or 4 days ago, and what the doctors offered me for painkillers was like oxycodone or Panadine Ford or something like that, which, I was only like a 5-minute walk from Richmond, and I said to her, look, if I really want those kind of painkillers, you're not the guy I'm buying them off or getting them off. And I don't think he understood what I meant, but yeah, that's what's happened to me is, even though I'm in a lot of pain, taking medication, it does not seem inviting whatsoever. So that's a whole nother story we can talk about, guys. But I just wanted to get on, say good day, see if I could make a video, see if someone would watch it. Maybe if you guys have got some questions, any questions, I've got lots of stories, man. Some of the things I saw in Pentridge would just blow your mind, like escape tunnels. Mate, I was in A Division, B Division, D Division, K Division for a little bit, which was called JICA initially, but not when I was there. It was called K Division. And to, D Division, Collins Street. Anyway, I was in all of those places. I was at Odyssey House for a couple of years. You can read about me in the Odyssey House book. Actually, there's a couple of paragraphs in there about one of my one of my earlier episodes at Odyssey House. So yeah, I'd really love someone to ask me a few questions. Even I'm quite happy to answer any questions. You can quiz me if you want. Trying to find out if I'm full of shit. But I just wanted to say, as Matty Johnson once said to me in A Division, you only get raped if you want to, brother. That's what got me started on this. Thanks, Biff. Hopefully, maybe I'll get somewhere. But all right, guys, I'm going to sign off. See if I can edit this and see how we go.